Okay, back. Long time no see. Likewise. Am I sharing screen yet? No. Okay. Then. Priority glasses. Sadly, looking into it, maybe it's not possible. Sad. Maybe that this means I have to get, how do you say, contact lenses and wear contact lenses while I get those glasses in without prescription. At least they would be cheaper, so that's cool. But it would be pretty stupid, right? I don't know. Maybe I could try contacts to see how it is. I mean, it's not over, but yeah. Maybe contacts. Feels stupid, but if it helps with the goals or whatever, then who gives a fuck? Gonna be hard finding contact lenses with cameras in them. No, I mean like putting the contact lenses on and then the glasses. Like contact lenses with my prescription are probably like easy to get, right? I don't know if my eyes will like them, but yeah, maybe it's good like being used to the contact lenses just by default in case I want to get a motorcycle license or whatever, right? I don't really want to do it because I had like this. I liked the concept of like these Ray-Ban glasses, but yeah, if they are so expensive, plus maybe I can't even get them. I don't know. Maybe I just have to ask there, right? Physically ask there. Maybe I could go to this Ray-Ban store, go get my eyes checked right then and there. And like they tell me if they can do it or not. They grade me a brilliant pass or whatever. Physically ask there, tell them to measure me. I mean, even if they say yes, if they say no, it kind of makes things easier in a way, right? Because then I have to go the contacts route. But if they say yes, I have to like, do I be like, damn, 700 euros? Maybe that's the best. They would then also have the exact number, so you would get exactly what you need. Yeah, that could probably be the move. I wanted to get like the problem is that I wanted to get the measurement that I have right now, because then it's like I don't feel dizzy, right? I can just take these glasses off, put this one on, and I don't have to adjust and not adjust a tiny bit or whatever, right? Even if these are a little bit wrong, since these are what I have right now, right? It's like if I'm going to be switching, because those don't have battery, if I'm going to be switching, I also have some other pair there with the same graduation, right? So I don't know. But yeah, maybe it's for the best, right? And to be honest, I'm already kind of changed graduations when I go from zero and I'm on my phone or whatever, and then do this, right? So it wouldn't be super big of a deal, but I don't know. That was my reasoning why I didn't want to do that, right? Why I feel kind of Also, I did have to give my Brillen Pass or whatever it's called to these German guys from the Deutsche Bahn and to pass the medical tests. So if I change them, I mean, I know it's not a big deal, but it does worry me a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to stall my goals just because of this fucking small setback. Okay, I guess also licenses. Doing some of these, right? About the ones that I already have, right? Okay. These are don't have. And the ones that I do have slash in progress, right? I haven't done anything on that front, right? I could be licensed, prepare from where I go to prepare for when I go back to Spain. I would also have to renew it, I guess. Problem is it's August, and in Spain in August it's like closed, so and I what do I want to do there? Record videos in front of driving school. Okay, write scripts. Process. What the process is like, right? Theory, practice, right? Theory, practice, lessons. I took many cars. Okay, process is this, right? Then my like my experience, right? I took many lessons, the cars that I had, feelings around that, right? Feeling of driving for the first time, frustration, failing 3 times, well, 2 times, 2 times. I would have to like do this B-roll. I could do like B-roll, possible A-roll. Then Triebfahrzeugführerschein. Talk about it. My experience, preparation with it. I don't have that recorded in video. That's the problem, right? I do have a couple of days, right? I do have a vlog about a day of class, so I could work a little bit with the footage or like check it out, and that is kind of 1 day in the lessons of, right? Which is more than I have for the trip for the car driving license. But yeah, I think I should at least make one video of this documenting licenses live, right? While it's happening, while I am taking, like while I don't have the Zusatzbescheinigung yet, explaining that process, right? Okay. Also, like, let's say train. Like process in general, right? Because that is content. Process in general. TFS plus Zusatzbescheinigung. I'm going to write it in case I ever look up Zusatzbescheinigung. Let's see. Triebfahrzeugführerschein plus Zusatzbescheinigung X months. As Quereinsteiger. And I guess meta, right? Meta. Create the channels. Email accounts. I think I just need one email account, and then I could do all the channels in Spanish, in English, and German. I think I'm going to do so far those three, right? English, Spanish, German. I think I could, like, I think making a German channel would be interesting. Maybe someday on stream, I'm here with like, hey, Hanio, can you help me out with a little script? I wrote it. I wanted to check if it's right. And I guess I would make all the videos that I make, I will make them in like these three languages, which will be kind of annoying, but also I guess kind of interesting, right? Not sure, I guess. Okay, it's almost 5 p.m. Well, not almost. Then, more specifics about this. Okay. Then, clips of the El Placa. Do you have a driving license in Germany? When did you get it? I thought earlier that it was interesting that there are so many artists that end with Ray. Tate McRae, Addison Ray. I was thinking of Colin McRae, the Relic driver, and I was like, interesting. I think it's dumb how many rappers start with Lil. Lol. Do you have a driving license, by the way? A car driving license? Oh. I actually think the Lil thing makes sense because all of them are like so young. Except Lil Wayne. He's old now. I think he is Lil, actually. So, physically, right? I don't know. I don't know how I would structure it. I guess it's just like my experience. With my experience with the B license, it was like this, like this. I guess the thing is that no, I don't have any driving licenses, so also no MOFA or similar. It's like on the one hand, I don't want to make a channel that is just like how to get X driving license, right? Where people just go for information with the driving license, and where I get the comments that I get are like, can you help me out with this? Blah, 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 right? That's not super interesting to me. But I wouldn't mind making like a couple of videos that are oriented like that, right? That are kind of like, I don't know, that people maybe can get some value out of, right? I'm usually against value, but like, for example, what questions would you have if you were Googling something like this, right? I want to get a driving license. How much it cost, right? Cost. Also, like, comparing a driving license now versus before, or something like this, right? Compare with before 2015. I got mine in 2015, so maybe 10 years later, talk with someone, but these are like already stupid ideas, I guess. I mean, the idea is good in my opinion, but the execution from me, I don't see it. Do I have any journal entries? Let's see. I think I don't, but I could check. I think the only journal entry that I have in this it's from March 2015, so this I hadn't started yet. I have here something like, I would like to get this A2 driving license, the motorbike driving license. But I don't have a job, I say. Lol. Oh yeah, I was recording using my slow motion camera. I was angry with my brother from some reason. My mom turned 52. It was the day before my mom turned 52. I don't know. In this journal entry, I write, my life is so boring. I hope I can be rich. It's hard, but it has to happen. Maybe I realize that it's not important, but I don't know. Tomorrow my mom turns 52 years old. I just watched today a video in which with Michu, a Spanish YouTuber that was popular at the time, looked at things from his past. Probably I'm writing because of that. I'm thinking of buying a new graphics card, but the price doesn't go down enough. It was the AMD R9 280, by the way. I want to drive. I bet it gives a freedom sensation. I would also like to get my A2 driving license and buy a KLX 250, CRF 250, but I don't have a job. Well, I'm going to study now that it's already time for it. That's pretty fucking insane, to be honest. 10 years later, and I didn't have actually the same, because when it was March, I didn't have a job, but I was on the path to one, right? I don't know. Goals. Okay, I could still talk about some other goals, right? This is licenses. I'm focusing so much on this licenses goal, and to be honest, it's a goal, but I don't know. It's not like, I'm not sure how can I put this into words, but it's not a goal that is like mega core or something like that, right? It's just some kind of, it's almost like a side quest type goal, right? Like a goal of in GTA, it's not like the main campaign goal even, right? I don't, or like if it is, I don't see a way of like it's not a plan to make that the main campaign. It's like I don't have a main campaign goal, I guess, right? Meta. Let's write meta again, right? Meta. I don't actually have a main campaign goal like that. I have some nebulous I'd like to be more or less here in this, like in the future, right? I have some nebulous. I'd like to be more or less here in the future, but not any concrete visualization. Like I can't visualize a goal like that, right? It's like also even the license's goal is weird, right? I guess all of the goals, like every goal ever, is always something that comes up before the next thing, right? I guess every goal, even goals like retirement, right? Unless the goal is like killing yourself or something like that, every goal has like something afterwards, right? If your goal is getting married, or for example, right, many people have this goal of like, I would like to get married, right? Or like, I would like to have kids, right? That's like the first step, because then the whole raising the kid thing comes into play, right? That's like the next step. Or if you get married, like then the being married thing is like the next step. And the big thing actually, right? The big thing is being married. But those are kind of like main campaign goals, right? For someone whose goal is like main campaign, but I guess it's not the only thing. I guess maybe it's like the wrong focus, right? But for example, if someone is like an investment banker or like a startup person, right? If you're a startup person, your goal is to like sell your company, or your goal is to grow your company to X point. Then it low-key is kind of like the main focus, right? That is the main campaign. And then there could be some side quests, right? Or maybe those people consider like marriage a side quest or something like this. Okay, I had also some other short-term goals, right? And that is why I moved to Germany, kind of, right? Other short-term goals was like new YouTube channel, right? That new secret YouTube channel that I mentioned some time ago. Haven't done anything related to it, right? Literally haven't done anything related to that. I wonder if like writing is like is writing a precursor to this or whatever, a precursor to this or whatever. I guess I get what you mean, but I myself don't really see anything in that way. For me, it's not a quest in the first place. It's mostly what I have to do currently, and that's it. If I didn't have to, I wouldn't. True. In a sense, I guess sometimes I do think of it like this, right? When I think of like, what would I like to do? It's just sometimes I just think, I could literally just like browse the internet, try to make friends, hang out with the friends I already have, like go on a walk, enjoy a sunny day, stay in when it's rainy, watch something. But then I feel like after a week or a couple of months of that, you get bored, right? And you're like, okay, how can I be the one who makes something, right? Who makes something that the other people watch? Like, how can I feed into the system, right? You take from the system a little bit and then you feed in, right? And for me, the feeding into the system in the way of like working, right? I don't know. It's like it seems like that's the way it's built, right? It's like you just get the job so you can hang out with the friends or whatever. And you choose the job you have based on like constraints. I don't know. It's like I'm not super whatever. Well, in my case, I just stay bored, I guess. Do you mean in the job or like outside the job? Okay, I also had, I guess, some other youth goals like YouTube videos, like, how do you say? Like the Brian interview, bro. I forgot about this fucking shit. I recorded this podcast. I was so excited about it, and I did predict that I wouldn't get to editing it in like into like 6 months or something like that. I was right, obviously, but I don't know. It does still feel bad. I don't know. If I say this thing, if I say this statement, there are two kinds of people: people who accomplish their own goals and people who accomplish other people's goals. What do you think about that statement? Do you think it's true? Do you think it's not true? What do you think? And if you think it's true or not, what do you think about the statement itself? I'll start. For example, I'm not sure if it's true or not true. It feels like it's like a little bit annoying, a little bit of an annoying statement, but it feels like kind of true in a way, right? It's like, okay, if you're not fulfilling your own goals, you're fulfilling other people's goals, right? But then it's like, okay, but is it bad or not, right? It's like maybe it's better to fulfill people with good goals, right? To fulfill the goals of the people with good goals, and then maybe you can take them as your own or not. And I think the problem is that if you're fulfilling other people's goals, it's almost by definition that you have not taken them. So you are fulfilling goals that are not your own. And also that you don't like. Right? It's kind of like, or like, yeah, that you're not tied to. That could be like the option in the middle, right? Maybe it's like you're not against the goal, you're not for the goal, you're simply just working towards that goal and you don't care for it or against it, right? That could be an option. Sorry, I was reading something. What was the statement? Statement. Let me think about the statement. Statement. There are two kinds of people. People who work for their own goals and people who work for other people's goals. That's the statement. And then, 1, do you think the statement is true? And 2, statement, whether it's true or false, what do you think about the statement itself, right? Like, thoughts on that? Something like that. I think this whole stream is going to be muted. I'm not sure if the music it's low enough or not. I mean, I see it moving up to like the 55, so I think you can't even hear it. It moves enough for it to be kind of worrying, but yeah, I don't know. Also, probably right after you and finish typing the answer and I read it out loud or whatever, I'm probably closing stream, by the way, because it's 5 p.m. and at 5 p.m. I've arranged to meet up to like study or whatever, and I also have to close the laptop, take out the charger. I'll take the laptop to fill Anki cards or whatever. Well, there are people that don't work at all, but you could argue that they work for themselves. I don't really know myself, but I also would really mind care either way. Lol. Probably not the answer you were looking for. I don't know. I wasn't looking necessarily for an answer. Just wanted to see what you think. There are people that don't work at all. I would say that the people who don't work at all, yeah, you could argue that they either work from themselves, right? That is kind of that is, I guess, working for yourself, right? Or more like, yeah, not working for other people, which is, in a sense, kind of doing whatever you want, right? Or like doing kind of whatever you want in this constrained way. So you don't think it's true or false, right? You simply don't care if it's true or false. I mean, funny, to be honest. Okay, I'll think about that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And yep. Tomorrow I have an excursion or something like this. I didn't do a week recap this week, but also it's been like 2 weeks. But I did upload like this month recap or something like that. So hey guys, that pass. That would be correct, but I guess you could argue it's true since I can't think of a reason for it to be wrong. It's simply true, but you don't care. That makes sense. Yeah, to me that feels true also, right? It is true, but also the possibility of not caring about it being true or whatever also is true. And yeah, it's true, but it isn't necessarily like anger inducing or whatever, right? Or it doesn't necessarily wake up some feeling to do, okay, I need to do my own goals or something, right? Sometimes you can be just like, who gives a fuck? Right? Yeah, maybe it's true, right? It's like it could be true, but irrelevant or something, right? Okay, bye. And yeah, thank you for watching, etc. Danke fürs Zuschauen. Danke für